Thanks to Les Schwab Tires, I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, breathe in. Now watch your speed and breathe out. Good. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So let's right here.
Help keep drivers and backseat drivers safe with Les Schwab Tires.
In the sub-regionals, let's run through those starters again for the Everett Seagulls. Their head coach, Daryl McNeil, as Everett comes in with an overall record of 16-8. He gave you the first names. We'll flesh them out with the last names too. Miley Woogumgag, a 5'6 junior. Lainey Thompson, a 5'11 junior. Alana Washington, a 6'1 junior. May Washington, a 5'11 junior. And Junior Parrish, the only junior with the name junior, but she's a senior, 5'9". So it's Woogumgag, Thompson, 2 Washingtons, and Parrish for the Everett Seagulls. John Augustopoulos, the head coach of the Bishop Blanchet Bears. They come in at 12-14 out of the very, very tough Metro 3A. Nico Joseph, a 5'7 freshman. Sadie Graves, a 5'7 junior. Francesca Morona, a 5'7 freshman. Brooke Campbell, a 5'8 freshman. And Emerson Ludwig, a 6'2 junior. So Joel Boyer kind of looks like they took the year. He thought it was going to be a rebuilding year. Okay, let's just bring the young kids in. Let's start a bunch of freshmen and run them through the gauntlet this year. Well, here they are in the sub-regionals.
Yeah, and that's that thing when he says we graduate 5 starters. I've been a part of teams that graduate 5 starters. I can't say we had a lot of success the following year, but I can't say we were necessarily in this position looking at that. We never started 3 freshmen the following year. I'll say that too. I mean, that's just incredible. You take these kids, they're 3 freshmen, Tom. Let's just remember they were playing 8th grade basketball. They weren't playing JV. They weren't getting seasoned, maybe swinging up on a given night. They were playing 8th grade basketball, and of course they play AAU and a lot of that kind of stuff. But what an incredible thing when you're starting 3 freshmen to be at this point.
Well, and let's take a look at Bishop Blanchet. And if you're looking at Joe Lenardi's first 4 in, they're the last team in. They're the number 20 seed.
Yeah, they were the last team given a berth. There's 20 teams brought in, and looking at things, they weren't even ranked. I don't know what their ranking was in the RPI because it didn't go that deep when I was looking online today, I think. So, but they obviously they're 4-2 in the playoffs. Like Coach Augustavo said, they've won everything out of their conference. And when you're playing in like you said, the upper conference, because that's how they said, oh, you're in the upper half, you're good enough, you're going up there with Garfield and Lakeside and Eastside Catholic and West Seattle and Holy Names and Seattle. It's like, are you kidding me? Like, that is a brutal league schedule. And yeah, especially when you have freshmen playing in there, that's a neat thing to be able to say, wow, here we are, let's see what we can do. You're playing with house money at this point. Go have some fun.
We were at Everett Community College this last week for 3 straight days in the end of the district tournament. Talk a little bit about the longer floor at ECC and now coming back to the high school floor at 84 feet.
Boy, it's a comfort when you see this floor of 84 feet, not the 94-foot college court. And we talked about it a little bit, but there's only one 3-point line on this. You don't have the women's college and the men's college also on this court. A lot less confusion, a lot more homey atmosphere for these players.
Tip-off is coming up. It's Everett High School, the Seagulls, and the Bishop Blanchet Bears. 3A state sub-regional basketball playing game. Stay tuned. Wesco Tonight pregame show continues, and we'll have tonight's opening tip-off and game action right after this timeout.
We're not here to take part. We're here to take over.
I am the beast.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
And here we go. It is Bishop Blanchet and Everett, and we got a nice crowd on hand. It's cool to see here at the pit at Everett High School. We're underway, and they're going to battle for the possession off the opening tap, and it's going to be finally won by the Everett Seagulls, and Miley Woogumgag will come to the top of the key. Swing it right side, May Washington. Inside to Sister, down low it goes, off the side, no good. Blaney Thompson, her dad's now coaching at North Thurston tonight. The Seagulls and the North Thurston Rams are playing in the like game on the other side, on the boys' side. A force down inside by Bishop Blanchet, stolen away by Everett, grabbed by Alana Washington. Down low it goes, got it to May Washington. Off of her, they're going to turn it over, go right back to Bishop Blanchet. They bring it down, and one more time, we're going to steal it, and it's going to be grabbed by Alana out of back court. Nobody seems to want to hold on to the basketball. How about a three ball? The bank is open late in North Everett. It's Alana Washington with the three-point banker, and the first lead of the ball game goes to the Everett Seagulls.
And it looked like Washington right there is like, enough's enough. We're not going to turn this over. I'm going to get a shot up right here. Great job for her getting her feet set. Even if it was a bank, we'll still take that.
Bishop Blanchet moving to our left in the dark green uniforms. There's the visiting team, and they get a backdoor feed to Brooke Campbell. Up and in with the bucket. Check it. Was that Campbell or Ludwig?
Campbell with the assist right there. Ludwig with that great high-low look right there. Got that ball to Campbell. She hit Ludwig in that short corner right there. Really great post-to-post connection there.
Open three ball in the corner by Woogumgag will not go. But the rebound on the offensive end controlled by Everett. Everett, the home team, at home with their home white uniforms. A pull-up jumper that's going to be no good by Alana Washington. Gets her own rebound, kicks it down for a little rattler that goes down. Miley Woogumgag with a little rattle jumper in the key, a little hopper from about 6 feet away, and it's a 5-2 ball game. Everett with a 3-point lead. We're 2 minutes into the contest here. Loser out, winner advances, and will play on Saturday. Going in a little runner that will not go. It's going to be a miss. Miss there for Sadie Graves, grabbed by Everett. They're getting all the rebounds. There's a fadeaway jumper that will not go, right side by Lainey Thompson. Jump ball, they say, so with 28 on the shot clock, it'll stay on this end. It'll be Everett Seagull basketball.
And the Bears are going to stay in the 2-3 zone. They've been in every part of this game so far, Tom, early on, going to that 2-3. Not necessarily daring Everett to shoot, but really trying to take away the size and the length advantage, I'd say, as much as anything that Everett possesses inside.
Everett with the basketball. Moving to our right in the home white uniforms trimmed in blue and gold. Nice crowd, as we mentioned, on hand here at the pit at Everett High School. Outside jumper, offline right, no good. That's a miss by Miley Woogumgag. Ball went out of bounds. The last touch by Everett, so it'll be Blanchet Bears basketball.
And Fran Barona right there for Blanchet has given up some serious length to the Washington sisters, and she was battling with both of them right there, but was able to do enough to get it to tip off their hands and get that ball for her team.
Full court pressure by the Everett Seagulls. Finally, no, not broken because it's intercepted. We go back the other way. Everett with the steal. Lainey Thompson. Thompson goes in, rattles a laying up and in. Nice pass inside, goes to Lainey Thompson. She got the steal and the bucket, and it's a 5-point lead for Everett, their biggest lead here in the early going. Here's another steal. Alana Washington, they're playing tough defense tonight against Bishop Blanchet. They work it down to May Washington. She'll back away from trouble on the left wing. 20 to shoot. Now she goes, splits 2 defenders, pull-up jumper, and rattles it home. Mae Washington just split the 2 defenders. Says, excuse me, ladies, this is my spot to put up the jumper, and it's a 7-point lead for Everett. Now Bishop Blanchet with it. Sadie Graves, and we're going to have, she stepped on the out-of-bounds line. Not many things going right for Bishop Blanchet so far. They've got 4 turnovers. We haven't played 4 minutes in the ball game.
And Blanchet's been able to break the press, Tom, but they just haven't been able to take care of the ball once they get into the half court. It's just kind of like this, wait, one more pass, be a hair more patient, and I think things are going to open up for the Bears.
Outside 3 ball, no good by Atlanta Washington. Rebound flagged down by Miley Woogumgay. Give it back to Washington. Now it goes to Sister. Now they kind of bounce it around over to the corner for Thompson that it won't go. And the offside rebound taken down by Junior Parrish. First time we've said her name. She gives it to Woogumgay, puts up with a right-hander. No good. Gets her own rebound. They're just the rebound stats are off the charts for the Everett Seagulls.
Yeah, they're definitely getting some offensive rebounds. It's 9-2 in favor of the Seagulls, and yet it could probably be a lot more, Tom, just with the offensive rebounds and the opportunities they've had. Look for probably Blanchet here to just try to get this into the half court and then run a set. It feels like they're trying to get a secondary offense from the press break, and they're just not able to, just making one errant pass at the end.
Ball was out of bounds. Last touch by Everett. It's going to be Bishop Blanchet basketball out of backcourt. Finally, they get into front court, and then they bad pass. Lainey Thompson is right there to grab it, pick it off, give it off to Woogumgay. They'll set up the half-court offense. A 9-2 lead, 3:40 to play, opening quarter. Loser is out, winner advances, and will play on Saturday down at Tacoma Community College. Outside jumper on the way. It's going to be too long, no good. Bounces away. It's going to be grabbed by, finally, Bishop Blanchet gets a rebound. That shot was missed by Mae Washington. Up the floor comes Bishop Blanchet, working it into the paint, puts it up off the back of the iron, no good. Sadie Graves with a miss, and the rebound grabbed by Atlanta Washington. And here comes Everett again on the break out of backcourt. Spring it up the right side. Miley goes in. Ball going to be checked out of bounds. Give the block shot there to Emerson Ludwig.
And Coach Augustavo said, that's my shot blocker there. He said hopefully, but she sure looks like she's bringing it right there. That defense be able to get herself low enough into the paint right there on the attack by Woogumgay to get that block shot out of bounds.
They're going to bring some subs in for Everett. Selena Espinoza will come in. Woogumgay will sit. They're just kind of shuttle some more players in. Annabelle Lawless will come in. And Lainey Thompson will sit. 3:07 to play in the first quarter. 9-2 lead. Inbounds pass to the top of the key. Selena Espinoza to Atlanta Washington. She has the ball smacked right back at her. She gets it herself out of the midair, put it back up and in, sticks to it and puts it up and in, and the lead is up to 9 points now for Everett here in the early going. We're just under 3 minutes to play in the first quarter as they work it around. Bishop Blanchet with it. Sadie Graves out by the logo in the center of the floor, dumps it down low, going in, a runner that won't go, partially blocked there. They got it to Jackie Holloman.
I think Atlanta Washington got that block from behind right there. There's just so much length on the court for Everett. It's just almost unfair.
On the inbounds for a 3. Actually, they said it was going to be a 2. Neither one. It's none, as Anna Gerritsen misses for Bishop Blanchet and controlled for the Seagulls. Long, outside, college men's 3 that won't go. Missed by Atlanta Washington. Battle for it, a scrap for it on the floor. Won by Bishop Blanchet. Sadie Graves out of backcourt. Thinks better of it. Now she'll just dribble around 3 defenders and swing a pass in the corner and went out of bounds. Hard to handle it. Anna Gerritsen dribbled it on the out-of-bounds line at the baseline. 6th turnover of this basketball game so far. We've got 2 minutes and 9 seconds to play in the opening quarter.
And, Tom, there's a lot of pressure being applied by Everett. They kind of like getting into a little helter-skelter mode and just use their athleticism to cover up any weaknesses on the backside. Right now it feels like Blanchet needs to come to 2-foot jump stops, put that ball at their chin, be in control. When they make those passes, better things will happen for them.
Deep in the corner they go. Everett with the pass. Atlanta and May play catch with it. The Washington sisters. The put-up jumper by May Washington won't go. The rebound tapped right back out to her by her sister. Back over the right side to Espinoza. She dumps it to Atlanta. Atlanta underneath goes down close to Annabelle Lawless, and the ball was dribbled out of bounds, and so will be Bishop Blanchet Bears basketball.
Everett's going to stay in that press. This is their signature. This is what they do, and they have some different versions of it.
And so it'll be down low to Everett.
Looks like a steal right there by Mae Washington. And then, unfortunately, she traveled right there and gave it right back to Blanchet. But still just a tenacious defense, tenacious press that right now is on by the Everett Seagulls.
Blanchet with the basketball, full court pressure by Everett. They come across the logo in the center of the field. They swing it to the top of the key. Maggie Bratrud is in. Kind of a lot of combinations have been in. Sadie Graves on the dribble. Give it off. Everybody touches the ball. Down to 10 to shoot. Now they went right through the fingertips of Anna Garrettson. Couldn't control it and out of bounds. Finally had some ball movement there, Joel, but then they couldn't hold on to it.
Well, and Coach Agostavo was going to say, hey, continue to run the offense, continue to move the ball. This quarter hasn't quite gone the way that I'm sure the Bears had drawn it up, but oh boy, Neal is up saying, calm down, set the play, get it back up top. Goodness gracious, get something good out of this.
Junior Parrish with it, then outside three. She casts off no good for Espinoza, and then we're going to have a whistle here. First time we have had a chance. This game just jumped off the hop here. Kenneth Jackson from Seattle is the referee. The umpires are Riaz Kanji from Snohomish County and Ryan Taylor from Snohomish County. We've only had one foul. They're not earning their keep tonight. They've only had one foul called. And
looks like a delay game right there. Atlanta Washington crossed that end line.
And swatted at the basketball.
Yep.
Parrish picks up the foul. That's her first personal, and that's the first foul of the game on the Seagulls, and for either team for that matter. Up the floor, bad pass, out of bounds. Bishop Blanchet just having a hard time. They're playing like freshmen.
Yeah, and unfortunately
You know
some of them aren't freshmen, but there's still just that pace that Everett speeds you up to play at. It gets tough. It gets tough to run your sets. There has to be a lot of discipline, and that normally isn't a word that goes with freshmen all the time.
Shot clock is dead, down to 13 to play. Underneath it goes to Alana Washington. Turns, gets some space, puts it up, and she's going to go to the free throw line. Got in close and kind of stepped back and gave herself some space and then got fouled there. And the foul is going to be called on Jackie Holloman, her first personal foul. And the first team foul, the first free throw of the game is good by Alana Washington. And that opens now to a 13-point lead for the Seagulls. Coach Daryl Olson's going to be texting us scores from down at North Thurston, the Rams and the Seagulls. They're going to have a lane violation here, so no basket.
Looks like Shooter might have left a little early right there. I think that was Alana Washington that left her spot early. And Everett's got a different press right now. It looks like more of a man-to-man look. They've been doing kind of a run and jump, see if they can't get a double team on the ball.
And here's a pass into the corner, almost goes out of bounds to Maggie Bartrud. And then we're going to have a whistle here. Ball went out of bounds, so last touch by Everett. So retain possession here for Bishop Blanchet with 0.3 of a second to play in the quarter. You can only catch and shoot. No, you can't dribble because that's not going to work. And the shot is on the way. It will not go. We've played one quarter of action here at Everett High School, and it's been all Seagulls so far. 15-2 over Bishop Blanchet. Second quarter coming up right here on KRKO. boys score, 15-10, North Thurston leading the Everett Seagulls. We understand they left about 1 o'clock in a charter bus to head to Lacey. They said the team was all in the back and the coaches were all in the front of the charter bus here.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, Bishop Blanchet with it. They work it around pretty well, get a good shot off. Brooke Campbell misses, no good, and Everett Seagulls will bring it out of back court. Miley Woogumgag comes across the timeline. Swing it right side to Shea Heckendorf as Daryl McNeil's been shuffling a lot of players in as well. Cross court, inside it goes. Heckendorf will get it. Down to 11 to shoot. Outside Woogumgag shoots a three, won't go. Offside rebound comes down to Brooke Campbell for Bishop Blanchet. Here come the Bears. We'll give a couple other scores here as we have opportunity. Rifle a pass down low. Finally, some good ball movement there. And Bishop Blanchet, Brooke Campbell missed the last time she had it down there. This time she gets it and puts up the 4th point on the board for the Bears. 15-4 the lead for the Seagulls. We're just underway in the second quarter here at Everett High School.
And that really was Sadie Graves for the Bears right there, making a lot of happen. She is a junior, a second teamer in that really tough conference. Look for her to have to handle the basketball and really make those decisions to give the freshmen easy chances to score.
Looking down low, they were looking inside, Everett was. And I don't think Junior Parrish appreciated being shoved like she just was.
There's a little contact down there, and I think Junior was waiting. When she heard the whistle, I think she thought it was a foul called in her favor, and it was just an out of bounds. And I think Junior was surprised. Well, now she'll get one.
Yeah, we're going to have a foul here as the foul is going to be on Bishop Blanchet's Kaya Henson. The 6-foot senior picks up her first personal foul and the second team foul. Got a 3 ball in the court. Actually, I think it was a 2. It doesn't matter. It was a none because it wouldn't go for Everett, Lainey Thompson. But Everett, again, controls the rebound. They'll keep it on the offensive end. Back down to Thompson again. She shuttles the pass along the baseline to Woogumgag. Puts up a 3, no good. Thompson keeps it alive, knocks it out of bounds, and it'll be Everett Seagull turning it over, and it'll be Blanchet basketball. Give you a couple of boys' scores. Walla Walla leading Mount Vernon in the sub-regional, up at Mount Vernon High School in the second quarter, 15-8. Shorecrest from the Western Conference leading Stadium 16-12. Brooke Campbell gets another bucket underneath for the Bishop Blanchet Bears. Dang it, I did it again. Look, it's 60 years of saying Bishop Blanchet Braves for so many years. We're tallying them up here. Here's a long outside shot, no good. That's a miss by Mae Washington. Rebound controlled by Bishop Blanchet. Grabbed by Sadie Graves, brings it out of backcourt. Bishop Blanchet, and here's another steal taken away by Junior Parrish. Just stepped in the passing lane and took it away to Mae Washington out between the circles. Starts to dribble, goes around the screen, set there by Thompson, puts up a shot, too hard, no good. Emerson Ludwig grabs the rebound for the Bears.
And Tom, when Blanchet's able to get into the half court, good things occur for them, but it's really difficult to get them into a half court set with just the pressure and the frenetic number of bodies that Everett throws at the ball handler up the court.
Mae Washington's going to pick up the hand check foul, her first personal foul, second team foul of the half here. 15-6 the lead for Everett. They led 15-2 at the end of the first half.
And you know, Tom, Everett is in a 2-3 zone, and I'm not sure I could see that until this point of the game because they haven't had to play much of a half-court defense at this point.
So Bishop Blanchet, I think, got the jitters out. They're playing a lot better, just a matter of were they too far down, and just as I say that, they commit the traveling turnover. That's their 11th turnover of this first half. 5:03 to go until halftime.
And Blanchet here going into a 1-2-2, kind of three-quarter court trap, just trying to mix things up on the defensive end, make Everett feel a little less comfortable.
As Everett will work the ball. Lainey Thompson with it, looks down low, tried to pass it inside to Alana Washington. It was tipped out of bounds by the Bears, and it'll be still in Everett's possession with 11 on the shot clock, 4:45 to play in the first half. 15-6 the score. And that here's
there's just a lot of people that don't seem to want to possess the ball, Tom.
This was a bad pass there. Outside shot on the way. Swish! It goes for Nico Joseph for Bishop Blanchet. And it's 15-9, a 6-point lead now for Everett. So Bishop Blanchet's found their legs, I think, a little bit more. and playing a much, much better brand. And Everett has still not scored here in this second quarter. Lainey Thompson at the baseline. To the top of the key they go to Junior Parrish. Now outside three ball, bang! Down it goes for Miley Woogumgag. Buries that three ball from the right wing. That was a nice looking shot. It just went nothing but the bottom of the net, and it's out to a double score, 18-9. Here's the steal by Woogumgag. Puts it up and one. So a three, a steal, a bucket, and a free throw coming up. It's pretty good for about 14 seconds of work.
Yeah, and right when you kind of felt like Bishop Blanchet had sort of cracked the code maybe, and we're taking care of the ball a little more, and cut that down to only a 6-point deficit. Woogumgag with that three-pointer. Now she already has an and one. She's going for the tack on the free throw right now. Good for her with that, completing that three-point play the old-fashioned way. And that leads back up to 12, Tom.
And Nico Joseph picks up the foul, her first personal foul, and the third team foul of the half. Now Bishop Blanchet with it, down by 12 points. Turnaround jumper from the foul line, no good. A miss by Emerson Ludwig, who's got it. Foul called on the floor. And I think it's going to be Bishop Blanchet basketball. This is going to be called against the Seagulls. And it's going to be on Junior Parrish. Her second personal foul and the third team foul. 3:39 to play in the first half. 21-9 the score. The lead for Everett. Bishop Blanchet in the green uniforms puts up a shot. Outside right side, no good by Fran Morona. Kept alive by Bishop Blanchet, and they'll reload and put up a three. Back in the iron, no good by Sadie Graves. A miss in the corner. Joseph grabs it. Back to Graves again. Dribbles around the defender. Dumps a pass. They were looking inside for Brooke Campbell. Knocked away from her, but Campbell gets it back, puts it up, and gives it to Emerson Ludwig for the bucket, and it's a 21-11 score. Now to a 10-point lead. They've led by as much as 13 in the ball game. Seagulls with it. Outside three ball. Well, that was going to be an air ball, except it hit the side of the backboard. That was a miss there by Ruby Wacker. But safe from, actually they got it in backcourt and brings it up. Woogumgag looks over to Coach Daryl McNeil and says, "What do you want?" He gives him a play to run. And that means Woogumgag on the outside wing. Pass it down to Thompson at the baseline. Back out to Woogumgag. Puts up a shot, rims off, no good. Kept alive and grabbed by Bishop Blanchet. Grabbed by Ludwig. And outlet pass up the floor. Here comes Bishop Blanchet with it. Fran Morona. Now into the lane and down hard on the floor is Sadie Graves. She got hammered on the way in. It's a pretty easy one here for Riaz Kanji to make that call. And this will be whistled on Lainey Thompson. That's her first personal foul, the fourth team foul.
Sadie Graves at the line, like we heard in the pregame with Coach Agostavo, said she's a second teamer down there in that conference. And again, the conference that has number one in the state, Garfield, has Lakeside. Oh, the only team to have beat Garfield in the last 35 games, I think it is. So you're looking at a lot of incredibly talented players, and Sadie Graves, a junior here, a second teamer in that conference.
A couple of free throws good for Sadie Graves. And those are teams that are loaded with D1, D2 talent too,
Every
right?
year. Every year.
They just keep reloading.
Absolutely. There's never a rebuild in those programs.
8-point lead now, and here's a bad pass underneath. So Everett's kind of come back to earth as well. Grabbed by Bishop Blanchet. They bring it out of backcourt. Anna Gerritsen, but here's a bad pass. Grabbed by Woogumgag. Feed it forward right side going in. Washington is going to get fouled on the way up. Mae Washington got it off of Woogumgag's steal on the other end, and Washington will go to the free throw line for the Seagulls.
And it just feels like at halftime here, I have a feeling Coach Agostavo is going to say, you know those drills that we did at the very start of the season where you caught the ball, you got your knees bent in triple threat, and the ball's at your chin, and you just squeeze it tightly? Do that more often. Don't throw those kind of float passes over the top. There's so much length with the Washington sisters, with Lainey Thompson. There's just a lot of length in the Everett. They can get a lot of tips on balls. Make a great, strong pass.
Couple of good free throws, 23-13 the score, a 10-point lead. 2 minutes to play now in the first half. Bishop Blanchet working it. Sadie Graves out between the circles. Swings the pass over the left-hand side. Now she goes down baseline. Pull-up jumper no good by Gerritsen. Battling for her own rebound, and it went out of bounds, and she was the last to touch it. Battle for it off her own miss, and it will be Everett basketball.
That's a tough call right there, Tom. Those are one of those ones where you feel like there's a lot of hands slapping at you, slapping at the ball. To say it went off her when there was 3 defenders around her is a pretty tough one.
Now May Washington down to low. Oh, bad pass. It went out of bounds. And Junior Parrish says, who exactly were you throwing that to?
And I think May threw it to a spot, not necessarily to a person. Maybe she thought it was her sister down there, who's a little bit longer than Junior Parrish and probably has a little bit more catch radius there. But unfortunately, that ball sailed right out of bounds.
Blanchet basketball. Here comes Graves out of backcourt. Skips across the timeline. Picked up immediately there on the right side by Junior Parrish. To the top of the key, it goes to Ludwig. Back to Graves again. As they swing it around, as they just work it to the foul line, Ludwig will put it up off the side of the backboard, no good. And Lainey Thompson, right place, right time, grabs the rebound. We're at minute 6 to play in the first half. The lead is 10 for Everett, 23-13. Here's a steal, but stolen right back. It was stolen by Emerson Ludwig and then taken back by Everett. A 3-ball in the corner won't go. That's going to be a miss by May Washington. Jump ball underneath. And the possession arrow says we're going to go stay on this end, and Everett will have it. Now they reset the 30. I'm not sure they were supposed to, if they're going to keep the basketball. Did it change possession? Maybe it did.
I don't think Everett's going to use the full 30 anyway.
No, you don't think so?
Well, there was
a little pull-up jumper up and good by May Washington.
There was about 6 seconds, maybe 5. Yeah.
That's all they needed. So backed out to a 12-point lead. Everett's led by as much as 13 in the ball game. Bishop Blanchet has not led in the game. Up the floor come the Bears, and a reach-in foul. Selena Espinoza is going to be the guilty party here.
This kind of feels, Tom, like this could be a lot worse for Blanchet. They could be down by a lot more. They could be down about 22, I feel like, instead of just the 12 they are. And yet it also feels like a couple of things better for Blanchet, and they might only be down by 2 or 4. I mean, it's just kind of a weird game in that way, Tom.
About a 1-second differential, shot clock, game clock, 24 to shoot now. Blanchet with it. Nico Joseph now in the corner, 3-ball on the way, swish. Down it goes for Anna Gerritsen. It's 25-16, a 9-point lead. Shot clock is dead. Here comes Everett. Pull-up foul line jumper, good for May Washington. That was a tough shot, and a pull-up foul line jumper. You almost never see those anymore. Out of backcourt, down to 1 second, and it's going to be stolen away in a bad pass. That'll bring us to the end of a very frenetic pace. And you know who's leading the charge down on the floor is Dr. Ian Saltzman, the superintendent of the Everett Public School District.
He's pretty excited about probably having both Everett teams in this tournament, both boys and girls. The boys, unfortunately, are away tonight, but that means there's a lot of home fans packing this place out.
And I'll tell you what, this is a good crowd.
It's a really good
great crowd.
I'll be honest. I had some wonderments just having it be a no-school day. Oftentimes when there's not school during the day, it's hard to sometimes get students really rallied and excited about that game. And when you also have the boys playing on the road, there's a lot of times you think that might be an exciting game that to go down and support them. But this place really filled out really nicely. The student section's active tonight. They're about 10 rows deep over there, and they're pretty excited about it. So really exciting place for a regional game.
We are at halftime here. The winner of this ball game will play number 12 Peninsula Seahawks. They're 18-5. That'll be Saturday, 6 o'clock at Tacoma Community College. Right now, it looks like it'll be Everett, but there's a lot of basketball to play. Seagulls 27, Bishop Blanchet Bears 16. 11-point lead. We'll come back. More halftime right here on KRKO.
It begins with the ball. You see, a ball is not just leather and rubber. A ball is the seed that communities grow around. We're talking split-second moments that become indelible memories. It creates lifelong friendships. It's a reason for people to celebrate. A ball isn't just a ball. It's a life lesson. It's a tool you use to pursue your best. It's how you earn your greatest victories. How you learn to deal with failure. It's a test that you pass. It's a dream that you catch. It's a future you hold in your hands. It's not just a ball. Baden, the official ball of you.
at Gene Johnson are here and ready to help with our touch-free service. Being clean and safe are at the top of our minds. We're using gloves, masks, shoe covers, and lots of hand sanitizer. Our software allows us to get your approval without any physical contact. We hope you don't need us, but if you do, we're ready. Gene Johnson, clean, on time, and professional.
McDaniel's Do It Center is located in beautiful Snohomish, Washington. Locally owned and operated for over 40 years, they are proud to provide the Snohomish Valley with exceptional hardware, tools, lawn and garden, and sporting goods products. Their commitment to delivering legendary customer service and their outstanding employees continue to make McDaniel's the best and one of the most recognized Do It Best centers in the nation. Stop by and experience for yourself the difference between McDaniel's and the big box stores. Discover why so many people are choosing to shop at McDaniel's.
Come with us. The new generation. The next level. Sending it big.
You're in for a good run. Let's go.
Come with us to the track, to the trails, to the slopes, to the surf, to the fight, to the race.
Look at this!
To the 4 a.m. starts, training harder, pushing further, hitting back, hard. To the fans, to the followers, and the haters.
But it doesn't matter.
Come with us to the blood, to the sweat, and the broken bones. You rehab. We never quit. We never give up. We take control. To the world titles. To the world's first. The world's best. Come with us. We're just getting started.
It's going to be so much fun. I promise you.
SWCC is an acronym, and it stands for Special Warfare Combatant Craft Crewman.
You know, you can stand across from the guy and say, you know what, he's got your back, and you know that's the guy you're counting on. If something goes wrong, he's going to be there.
In the end, we're fighting for each other.
Here on the team, about 22 of us on the boat. You know them personally, so you know exactly whose life you have in your hands.
Everyone's come together, and everyone's sole mission is to do their job individually as best they can to benefit everyone else in the boat.
I got a brotherhood, and it's a real brotherhood, and it's a loyal and honest brotherhood, and that's what matters.
Thanks to Les Schwab Tires. I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, breathe in. Now watch your speed and breathe out. Good. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So turn here.
Help keep drivers and backseat drivers safe with Les Schwab Tires.
It's like a loop machine. All around town, people trying to get down. It's like a loop machine.
We're not here to take part. We're here to take over. I am the beast.
Here, so we're getting set for the second half to get underway here at the pit at Everett High School. Bishop Blanchet will have it to start the second half. They'll be moving to our right in the green uniforms trimmed in gold. Here's a pull-up jumper with from the right hand, kind of dribbled around the top side by Sadie Graves. It's a miss, and Everett Seagulls will bring it down. May Washington brings it into front court. Now Everett in the white jerseys moving to our left, trimmed in blue and gold. An outside three ball. It's going to be a miss by Alana Washington. Touched out of bounds there by Miley Woogumgag, and it'll be Bears basketball.
And here we go, back to the Seagull press. We're on a switching man right now. Look for a run and jump. If they start to have players clear out, it's just man-to-man right now. As soon as you start to clear players out, that's when all of a sudden becomes a turnover.
Here is a turnover, and it's going to be grabbed by Everett. Seagulls back on the attack. Goes to Lainey Thompson, top of the key. Outside, up fake for three was Junior Parrish, didn't take it. Give it off to May Washington. Now pass over to the right side, looking for Woogumgag. Went tipped out of bounds here by a Bear, so it will be with 15 on the shot clock and an 11-point lead. Everett with the basketball still in front court. Woogumgag out by the logo. Swing it over to the left side to May Washington. Now to Alana, back to May. Three ball on the way. Good. A little offline. It kind of touched a little bit of the rim, but it went through for three big ones.
It's really hard to please Tom. That was barely not a swish, but yep.
Well,
true. What I loved on that possession, though, Tom, a lot of patience. They worked that shot clock down to 5, and then we're able to get that nice-looking shot right there.
And then a turnover on the other end by Bishop Blanchet. It'll be Everett basketball. Everett's out to their biggest lead of the game, 30-16.
And this first 3 minutes of this third quarter is going to really tell the story if Blanchet can get back into it and cut this down to 10. Can they have that 10? Can they have it single digits here at the start of the fourth? Which we have a lot of that. We have nearly the entire third to go. But if they can't get that down, look for the Seagulls possibly to run away with this.
Ball was knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Bishop Blanchet. On the inbound goes to May Washington. Offline, no good. Nothing but glass. And it's going to be down into the hands of Bishop Blanchet. Grabbed by Fran Morona. She'll give it off to Nico Joseph. The guard will bring it out of backcourt. Back over to Graves. Back to Joseph again at the left wing. To Graves, top of the key, out by the circle. 15 on the shot clock. Little runner. This is going to be no good by Graves. And then cleared out by May Washington. Brings it down. Woogumgag in the right corner. Now to Thompson. Now to Alana Washington. Back out to Woogumgag. All by herself, but that three won't go. It was going to be, it was last touch by Bishop Blanchet. They kept it alive, but the ball went out of bounds. So it'll be Everett's basketball. Fresh 30 on the shot clock. Leading by 14, 30-16. We're 2 minutes into the second half here at Everett High School. Great crowd on hand here watching this ball game. The girls in the sub-regionals. They played in the regionals a year ago and lost to Hermiston, Oregon, in the regionals. Yes, Hermiston's in the Washington Interscholastic Activities Association. That's Washington buries the 3 ball, top of the key. That's a 17-point lead, biggest lead of the game. Down low it goes Bishop Blanchet. Ball knocked away by May Washington. They tried to get a pass inside to Kea Hansen. Couldn't handle it, and they're going to get Hansen, I think, for the foul. It will be Kea Hansen, her second personal foul, first team foul, and the lead is 17 points now for the Seagulls, their biggest lead of the contest.
And Hansen didn't show any emotion on getting called for that foul right there. I would have, Tom. I thought she just got hammered underneath. The ball gets pushed away, and then she gets called for just reaching in afterwards. It was one of those tough calls, I understand. Maybe just not a position for an official see it quite the same way, but I thought she got just knocked down hard on that one.
Now Everett with the basketball, 15 to shoot. That's May Washington. Buries a 3 ball from the left wing, and it's out now to a 20-point lead for the Everett Seagulls.
Back-to-back threes by May Washington right there. Beautiful stroke. Really starting to find a rhythm, which is not good news for the Bears.
And now Bishop Blanchet working it. Sadie Graves gives it over, back out to the top of the key it goes to Kea Hansen. Outside for Graves. She shoots a 3 off the top of the backboard. Actually hit the support, I believe, so it'll be out of bounds, and it'll be Everett Seagull basketball up by 20. I got a feeling that Daryl McNeil had a few choice words at halftime in the locker room.
Oh, I can imagine he did. I think it was one of those feelings of this could be easily a 20-plus point lead that they only had at 12, and he really wanted to see them come out and execute.
Yeah.
To be honest, the way Everett played in that first half, it wasn't very clean, Tom. They had a great lead, and they got a lot of points. They got a lot of steals and turnovers by the Bears, but it wasn't as clean offensively as I think Coach would have wanted it to be.
Here's a open 17-footer up and good for Junior Parrish, and it's now out to a 22-point lead, biggest lead of the game. As the clock sounds, as the ball was knocked out of bounds, the horn sounds, and Thompson will sit.
And I think what we're seeing right now is exactly what Coach McNeil wanted, was be more efficient on the offensive end. Don't just be kind of helter-skelter. They're getting a lot of looks and buckets because of their length and athleticism, but can you execute on what you're trying to do and not just get it because maybe you're more athletic than the Bears are?
And a timeout called on the floor by John Augustavo of Bishop Blanchet. We step out. It's Everett leading it 38-16. Back with more from Everett High School after this timeout.
SWCC is an acronym, and it stands for Special Warfare Combatant Craft Crewman.
You know, you can stand across from the guy and say, you know what, he's got your back. And, you know, that's the guy you're counting on. If something goes wrong, he's going to be there.
In the end, we're fighting for each other.
Here on the team, about 22 of us on the boat. You know them personally, so you know exactly whose life you have in your hands.
Everyone's come together, and everyone's sole mission is to do their job individually as best they can to benefit everyone else in the boat.
I got a brotherhood, and it's a real brotherhood, and it's a loyal and honest brotherhood, and that's what matters.
Just what a great thing. Great night to be a Seagull for both the boys and the girls, getting to play in the sub-regional round. Is that what we're calling it, the sub-regional round?
Sub-regional.
Okay.
I don't know which is better, sub-regional or play-in game.
Sub-regional is much better than the play-in.
Anna Gerritsen misses an outside 3 ball controlled by Everett. Woogumgag almost lost a handle on off her ankle. She flags it down, though. Everett still on the attack, 18 to shoot. May Washington top of the key. Swing it over to Woogumgag. Looking cross-court, ball over his head, down to 10 to shoot now. To the top it goes as it went down to Junior Parrish. Outside May Washington. Boy, that's a smooth stroke.
Yeah, she really is lighting it up there. 3 threes in this quarter alone. 4 threes in this quarter alone. We've seen May Washington get up to 20 points now in the game. And Tom, I'm not really doing good math right now, but is that 20, what is that, 25 points it looks like is the lead now?
Yep. 41-16, outside shot. It's good in the corner. That is Sadie Graves. No, checker, it was Gerritsen. Gerritsen, 14 instead of 4. Gerritsen buries one and makes it 41-19. 3 minutes of play in the third quarter. May Washington dribble drive to the baseline. Closed off there. Swings it back out. Sister Alana out by the logo. Now she'll swing it down the left-hand side. Turns around. The defense is gone. Puts it up with the right hand. Won't go. Battle for the rebound is going to be one, as the ball was ripped away there by Jackie Holloman, but it went out of bounds.
Well, and I'm kind of questioning whether or not that was that possession or not. They reset that shot clock, but Coach John Augustavo for Blanchet isn't up and yelling about that. I think he sees this is going to be a pretty tough road to hoe, and I'm not sure if that's going to be the
hill you want to die on.
I don't think so. That might not be the game-changing play at this moment to really use as your catalyst for them to get going.
May Washington has it out by the center line. So yeah, with the fresh 30, they can use some clock here. They swing it over to Annabelle Lawless. Now to Washington again. Dribble drive along the right-hand side. Goes in, puts it up high off the window, and it goes through. May Washington again, 43-19. She gets a steal. Steal on the inbounds here. Dumps it down low. Junior Parrish misses. Battle for a own rebound. They play volleyball with the basketball. Who's got it? They're down on the floor scrambling for it. And I think it's going to be Bears basketball. It will.
And, I don't know who the Peninsula Seahawks coaches are, Tom, and that's who's going to play the winner of this game on Saturday. But I'm pretty sure
they're the guys over there drinking Maalox.
I'm pretty sure they're coming up with something right away. Number one thing that we need to prevent is May Washington getting going because she is tearing it up this quarter.
Yeah, she can just almost single-handedly just bury you.
Well, defensively, offensively, she's doing it both. And that is very tough with her length and speed.
And if she doesn't, then Parrish will. And Junior Parrish just got the steal here to May Washington. We're at 2 minutes of play in the third quarter. Lawless top of the key. Swing it over to May Washington. Kind of a little jitterbug move. Goes down low. Turnaround jumper up and in for Junior Parrish with the bucket. It's 45-19, a 26-point lead for the Seagulls on their home floor. As they swing it to across the top of the key. Stella Cox with it. Now down over the left side. We're going to have a push foul called here. It's only going to be the second foul called in this second half. And we've got a minute 34 to go in the third quarter. And it's going to be on Heckendorf. So who's got the Espinoza, excuse me. Okay, Selena Espinoza, second personal. First team foul of the second half. Inbounds here for Bishop Blanchet. Way out top side to Sadie Graves. Dribbles it in, puts it up with the right hand, up and in. That was Anna Gerritsen. Gerritsen puts it around the corner and puts it up with the right hand in. It's 45-21. Minute 20 to go, third quarter.
And keep it in mind, Gerritsen's only a sophomore. They started 3 freshmen. And their best player, Sadie Graves, is a junior. This is a Blanchet team that's really here a year early, probably, Tom.
Yeah.
I mean, they're going to be back next year. There's no doubt about it. They're just really kind of getting taken to the woodshed right now.
By May Washington.
By May Washington as she drains another 3.
That's 5 in the quarter for May Washington. 17 in this quarter. It was just a month and a half ago we saw let's go in here, the runner up and in.
It's like Jackie Holloman for Blanchet with that nice little lefty runner.
Jada Andreessen, what I was saying, she had 19 points in the quarter for Snohomish over at Monroe back in December.
Yep, had 10 threes in that game. I'm not sure what May's up to in the game, but she's got 5 in the quarter.
Here's a runner that won't go. It's going to be a miss by Espinoza. Jump ball called, and the possession arrow is going to be on this end, so it will be Everett keeping it. See if May Washington should give 3 more points in the quarter. What does she have in the quarter now? 17? 17? Can she get 20? Do I hear 20?
Well,
Do
she
I hear
can.
19? Do I hear 20? It's like kind of like an auction here. Well, she's going to throw it in, so that lessens her chance a little bit, and then it's going to be a bad pass. And it's going to going in. That's going to be a travel. Yeah, travel. Yep. It was intercepted there by Sadie Graves, and then she turned around, and the defender was right in her grill, Ruby Wacker, and so she kind of took a couple of extra 3-4 steps before she could release the basketball. So down to 19 seconds to go. Looking to get it into front court. They go over to the left-hand side, Wacker. Now to Espinosa out between the circles. Looked at May Washington. Swing it past right side. Goes to Heckendorf. Starts to dribble, goes to the baseline. Down to 4, down to 3. Back out, Lala shoots a 3 ball, doesn't hit the iron. And we head to the fourth quarter. It's been all Everett tonight. They lead it by 25 points, 48-23 after 3. The lead over Bishop Blanchet. Fourth quarter coming up right here on KRKO. But here's a running swisher up and good for Sadie Graves for Bishop Blanchet. Makes it 48-25, 23-point lead for Everett on their home floor. Woogumgate goes around the screen set by Lainey Thompson. Then the ball goes off of her fingertips and it's to be grabbed by Bishop Blanchet. Stella Cox on the steal. Up the floor goes to Graves, dribbles it over to the right corner, now swings a pass over to the right side for an open 3 ball by Garrettson that won't go. Garrettson gets it back. Swings it down low. Turnaround jumper on the way. A little too hard. No good by Holloman. The miss. And grabbed by Woogumgate for Everett. Here come the Seagulls. Coming up on a minute into the fourth and final quarter. The winner will play Peninsula Saturday, 6 o'clock at Tacoma Community College. No more home games. If the Seagulls are going to hold on to win this one, then it's out on the road, but then you win that one and you're going to the Tacoma Dome. Here's a little jumper inside by Woogumgate. Nice pass down low from Thompson. Got it to Woogumgate for the bucket, and it's a double score, 50-25. The ball goes out of bounds. They say last touch and tapped out of bounds by Ruby Wacker, and it will be Blanchet basketball.
Lots of patience right there by Thompson. Lots of patience by Woogumgate just on the backside of that.
And the Bears will inbound at the baseline. Looking to throw it in. Bounce on the inside it goes. Knocked away, out of bounds by Alana Washington. They were looking for Stella Cox.
Tom, you know, I said earlier I didn't know who the Peninsula Seahawks coaches were, but I figured they were here. I found them.
Where are they?
They're just leaving right now. They've packed up their film, packed up their equipment, thought we've seen probably all we're going to need to see to know who we're going to be playing here. They're pretty confident in that, and I would be too.
Is there, heading for that's those people down here.
Yep.
There's a runner that won't go on the other end for Everett. It'll be turned over to Bishop Blanchet. So the Bears in the Metro qualifier beat Nathan Hale 60-17, then lost to Roosevelt by 40, and then beat Lincoln of Seattle 56-32. Then they go to the Sea-King District. They beat Juanita, beat West Seattle, lost to Garfield 61-36, and then lost to Lakeside of Seattle 52-27. So they have played 7 postseason games coming into this one. That'll make you better for next year.
Absolutely. I mean, everything you talk about is you get 20 games in a season. The goal is to play a 21st game. The goal is to play a 22nd game, a 23rd game, especially with a young team like the Bears are. They are really, really young, starting 3 freshmen, a sophomore and a junior. They're all coming back next year. This is just a lot of extra practice and a lot of good time in the gym, building culture, continuing to build that, as well as taking some lumps, but it's only going to make you stronger and better as you go.
Yeah, this is their 28th game of the year. You'll take that?
28 games. That often doesn't happen unless there's a lot of times we get to the state championship games. We wouldn't have 28 games in the season necessarily, but with that Sea-King District, there's a lot of extra playoff games that happen down there at times for those teams and those squads.
Inbounds now for Everett. They lead at 50-27, a 23-point lead. Lainey Thompson, top of the key, looked at a three, got it to Alana Washington, and then she couldn't quite handle it, and it was dribbled it out of bounds.
And there hasn't much gone wrong for the Washington sisters tonight.
No,
I don't want to say that was wrong, but just dribbled it out of bounds. Unfortunately, the plus minus for those two players right now has got to be
off the charts.
Yeah, I don't know, but
right?
it is extremely plus.
So Bishop Blanchet basketball, still pressure here by Everett as they feed it over. It's going to be finally knocked away, and was knocked away by Alana, grabbed by May. Alana gets it, then shoots the pass down to Woogumgay, back to Alana again, looks for sister May. She gets it to the top of the key to Thompson as they just work the perimeter here. 20 to shoot. Woogumgay looked at a three ball. Now she will put up a two from about 17 feet away. That's going to be a miss, no good. Rebound controlled by Bishop Blanchet. Kiara Bear comes down and missed the shot. Rebound is going to be grabbed out of midair there by May Washington. She'll bring it to the backcourt herself, dribbles it over to the corner. It's going to be a shot on the way. It's going to be a miss, no good by Thompson, and then grabbed by Bishop Blanchet. Up the other way we go. Kaya Hansen swing it right side to Zeisner on the floor. And then a jump ball will be called. And it's going to stay on this end. It'll be Bishop Blanchet basketball. Well.
Oh. now it's single. It looks like we didn't have the arrow right on our press table here with Buddy Patrick, but
here's a dribble out of bounds here. Everett tried to go with some early offense. Got it down low to Shane.
down, get good sets out of this.
50-27 the score, 4:44 to play in the basketball game. Up the floor it comes as they got it over to Brooke Campbell, but it's taken away from her and grabbed by Alana Washington for the Seagulls. Washington on the dribble. Give it to Woogumgay. Now to May Washington. I think we're going to start seeing some substitutes coming off the bench. Little step-through move by Lainey Thompson, but hits nothing but glass. It will not go. And the rebound's going to be taken by Bishop Blanchet, but stolen by Alana Washington for the bucket. And it's 52-27, back to a 25-point lead for the Everett Seagulls. They've led by as much as 26, and a foul is going to be called in backcourt. It's going to be on Alana Washington for the Seagulls. Her first personal foul, and the third team foul. And a bunch of new Bishop Blanchet players checking in.
And it's that 4-minute mark in the fourth quarter. You're up by 25 right now. Blanchet subbed in some of their players and subbed out. Looks like, I'm not sure if we'll see Sadie Graves again tonight. They're as Coach Agustavo said, their leading scorer, their best player, if you will. But this is kind of that time, if you're Coach McNeil, you just don't want to see anything happen. You know, this is a good time to sub out, I would say. Maybe May Washington, get her on the bench. Get Miley Woogumgig on the bench, possibly Alana Washington on the bench. You feel like these are things that, this is kind of mop-up duty time in this last 3.5 minutes.
Right.
You just don't want to see something happen. You don't need to pull a muscle or anything like that. Obviously, you want the best players making the best plays when we get to the state tournament.
It was a bad pass here by Woogumgig off a steal. The ball went out of bounds. More subs coming in, and now we will see Selena Espinoza check in now. Woogumgig will have a seat for the Everett Seagulls. And now the games start coming hot and heavy.
Yeah, absolutely. There's no extra time. And especially with these teams, this is really the week that you do get the extra time before the regional round, but because the sub-regional round exists in the 3A only, actually I think it also exists in the 1A, Tom?
1B boys.
1B boys also has it. But with this sub-regional round, you don't get 5-6 days to prep and plan and rest as well. So this is kind of that time to maybe try to get a little bit while you can.
And so another sub comes in for Bishop Blanchet. The Bears will have it down by a double score, 54-27 the score. as they work it around to the top of the key. Bishop Blanchet with the basketball. Emerson Ludwig as they feed it down low. It's going to be stolen away by Woogumgeg. Checked by Junior Parrish. Parrish brings it out of backcourt. They'll slow things down. 2:52 to play in the game. Corner jumper on the way. Swish for Lainey Thompson. It is in, and it's 56-27. And now here's a steal by Parrish. Feed it to Mae Washington. She lays it up and in. Mae Washington off the steal. It's 58-27. Now here come the subs are going to start coming in for the Everett Seagulls. Another steal going in. Espinoza got the steal, missed the lay-in. Rebound controlled by Bishop Blanchet. Blanchet now into front court as it's going to be stolen away. Grabbed by Junior Parrish again. Give it to Espinoza. They'll slow things down. Comes across the logo in the center of the floor to Alana Washington. 3-ball, down it goes for Everett, 61-27.
Everett still choosing to press even though they have this lead this late in the game.
Going in, lay-in, no good. It's a miss there for Bishop Blanchet. Brooke Campbell with the miss. Foul's going to be called. And it's going to be whistled on Brooke Campbell. 3 subs in now for Everett, but not for the Washington sisters.
Yeah, I'm a little perplexed. I would want to get him as much rest as I can. You know, it's Tuesday, yes, but you get Wednesday, Thursday, Friday to get that game plan in. I'd love to get him as much time on the bench as he could. But, hey, Coach Daryl McNeil's been doing this a long time.
Right.
He is a veteran coach, been to the state tournament. Far be it for me to question his strategy at this point in time.
On top of the key for Bishop Blanchet as they work it down low. Ball goes out of bounds. It'll be turned over to the Everett Seagulls. 3 more subs come off the floor now for the Bears. And that, of course, it could be prearranged. You know, maybe they say we want to play the whole time. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't usually let my players determine whether they stay in or not.
Here's a bad pass here by Bishop Blanchet. Ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Everett. So it'll be inbounds here for Bishop Blanchet. And so inbounds for the Bears. On the inbounds going through, a little scoop lay-in. It's going to be a miss there by Stella Cox.
I think Alana Washington got a partial block on that shot right there off of her going into the rim.
So it'll be out of bounds here for Bishop Blanchet. And the inbounds going in, we're going to have a foul called. It's going to be on Mae Washington, I do believe. They got it inside. Hardly any fouls called in this game. Stella Cox is going to be at the free throw line for the Bears.
Oh, it looks like they're going to get a Kira Shaw on that.
Oh, okay.
The freshman for Everett is checked into the game.
Yeah, she picks up the foul. That's going to be her first personal foul. And the fifth team foul or fourth?
I think, well, we're going to go with Buddy Patrick because that guy's Johnny on the spot. He's got 5 team fouls. Like I said, the board might have 4. I don't think it's going to impact the final, but
no.
We're with Buddy through and through.
A couple of free throws, and it's 61-28, minute 11 to play in the game. Alana Washington on the dribble out between the circles. Everett taking some time here. Just work the clock. Going in for the lay-in, up and good. Lost the handle momentarily was Lawless. Laid it up and in at 63-28. And now Bishop Blanchet with it into front court. Anna Gerritsen between the circles. Dribbling down and then out of bounds. Off the fingertips of Jackie Holloman and out of bounds. And it'll be 63-28.
Holloman, a senior, one of the few seniors on this Blanchet Bears team. 35 seconds left for her this season.
And now the Seagulls, about 6 seconds so differential to the shot clock and game clock as they'll work it to Alana Washington going in for a lay-in. There's going to be a miss there for Everett's Akila Shaw with a miss. And it'll be Bears basketball. Shot clock is dead with 18.5 seconds to play in the game. And I don't think there's any choice, right, for our player of the game.
Nope.
Yeah, we'll talk with May Washington, the player of the game. We'll get all her stats added up. Take Buddy Patrick some extra time. Down to 1, down to 0, and that is that. And the final score will be 63-28. 63-28 the final. The Everett Seagulls over the Bishop Blanchet Bears. Everett will advance, and they will play number 12 Peninsula Seahawks. They're 18-5. That'll be Saturday, 6 o'clock at Tacoma Community College. We will talk with our player of the game and have our postgame show coming up here. Thanks for being with us here on this Tuesday night sub-regional basketball. Final score 63-28, Everett over Bishop Blanchet, and we will come back with our postgame show right here on KRKO.
McDaniel's Do It Center is located in beautiful Snohomish, Washington. Locally owned and operated for over 40 years, they are proud to provide the Snohomish Valley with exceptional hardware, tools, lawn and garden, and sporting goods products. Their commitment to delivering legendary customer service and their outstanding employees continue to make McDaniel's the best and one of the most recognized Do It Best centers in the nation. Stop by and experience for yourself the difference between McDaniel's and the big box stores. Discover why so many people are choosing to shop at McDaniel's.
Thanks to Les Schwab Tires, I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, breathe in. Now watch your speed and breathe out. Good. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So turn here.
Help keep drivers and backseat drivers safe with Les Schwab Tires.
We at Gene Johnson are here and ready to help with our touch-free service. Being clean and safe are at the top of our minds. We're using gloves, masks, shoe covers, and lots of hand sanitizer. Our software allows us to get your approval without any physical contact. We hope you don't need us, but if you do, we're ready. Gene Johnson, clean, on time, and professional.
Thanks to Les Schwab Tires, I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, breathe in. Now watch your speed and breathe out. Good. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So turn here.
Help keep drivers and backseat drivers safe with Les Schwab Tires.
And we welcome you back live to the pit at Everett High School in this Class 3A sub-regional game. And it was all Everett tonight. The Everett Seagulls win at 63-28 over the Bishop Blanchet Bears. And our player of the game from Marysville Toyota is on the way. That is going to be May Washington, making her way up here with our associate producer Steve Willits making the trek down to get her up here. And we will talk with her here in a moment as she comes over, and she'll grab hold of the headphones on that end, and we'll talk with May Washington, our player of the game, as she puts the headphones on here. And May is with us. you're here. Are you tired tonight?
Yes, I am. I am tired.
Talk about this game. You kind of had it from the outset, right?
No, we go into every game thinking like they're Michael Jordan. I don't know. So like we play hard. The harder we play, like we need to get out first. Like we have to have a good start to continue this. Yeah.
It sure felt like you guys started out well. The press was working. You guys were able to get some steals. Talk about that transition part. You guys like playing up and down basketball.
Yes, I love it. I love doing it. I don't know. I think they do too. And it's like our momentum for our offense. So yeah, if we get a quick, easy bucket, it hypes us up.
How many offensive sets did you guys run in the first quarter? It didn't feel like you guys ever had to get to an offensive set, just with so many steals and just possessions you guys were able to get in full court.
I think we ran maybe like one set, but the rest is just motion pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just move and cut hard, look for the basket.
And I know most people ask you about playing with your sister and all that. Talk about Woogum Gag.
Oh.
Boy, is she a ball of energy, isn't she?
Yes. I've been playing with her since like 7th grade, 8th grade. Yeah, she's like our sister. She's always over at our house and stuff. So yeah, we spend a lot of time together.
Oh, great.
But where does the energy come from for her?
Oh.
Are you feeding her candy bars or something?
Oh, she does eat a candy bar at halftime. She eats a Twix.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, actually.
Well, for all those people who are worried that there's 2 Washington sisters, it sounds like there's a third one, you know. So,
yes.
Oh, great. That's just awesome for the Peninsula Seahawks, who you guys are going to see on Saturday.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, excited for that.
Very, very. You guys got to the regional round last year, but getting through this sub-regional kind of weird thing, having these 20 teams. Talk about you guys found out who you're playing Sunday after. When did you find out from Coach texting you, or did you guys find out from seeing it yourselves on the website?
Coach texted us, or I think my mom told me actually. We're playing Bishop Blanchet, and we didn't know where we were gonna play them, but it's awesome that it's at home.
Exactly,
I love that.
It's fun to host.
Yes.
Well, talk about what a great crowd tonight.
Yeah, they came out tonight. I wasn't on Instagram, so I didn't even know who was gonna come, but yeah, they showed up.
They showed up, and that's good.
Yeah.
And your team showed up too.
Yes.
And
yeah, they were there.
Did you know anything yet about Peninsula, or you worry about that tomorrow?
Actually, we were set last year. We were set up to maybe either we're gonna play them or Hermiston, which we played Hermiston.
Right.
So we actually watched some film on them last year, but I don't know. They could be different this year.
Everybody's different this year from year to year.
Yeah.
So I've got to ask you about the third quarter.
Yes.
Third quarter, you hit 5 threes in the quarter alone, had 17 points to get you to your 27 in the game. Does that hoop just getting a little bigger, a little bit bigger, a little bit bigger on all those threes going up and in?
I guess so, but my dad always wants me to look to score, look to shoot. Like he's clapping, shoot it. So yeah, I was looking to shoot it a lot more.
You can hear Dad in the crowd?
Yeah, I can.
Even with all these people?
I usually, not as much today, more on this side because he sits over there, but like usually like every other game I can hear him clapping.
Well, your dad was quite a shooter. He's still, I don't want to say he's not still, but your dad was quite a shooter too. So, so I could see him saying get that shot up from deep.
So were you down there signing autographs too?
Yeah, I guess the little kids, they come up and ask me to sign the poster and stuff.
But you used to be a little kid too.
Yeah.
Do you have any signed posters of older players in your room by chance?
No, I actually have a shoe signed by not by like anyone here, but I got a shoe signed by Slick Watts, I guess.
There you go.
That's it.
Hey, some of us remember when Slick Watts played.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, you maybe even have something signed from your cousin,
Maya
Duchesne,
yes,
who
I probably do have that.
Had a few runs at the state tournament at Tacoma Dome back in the day. So
yeah.
Well,
I probably do have that.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank
you so much.
Let's go get him on Saturday, huh?
Yep.
Okay.
Same energy.
There you go. That is May Washington, player of the game here on KRPO, and we will take a break, come back with our post-game show again. The final score here, it was the Everett Seagulls 63, Bishop Blanchet Bears 28. Back with more of the post-game show after this timeout. Call that